Everybody, so this is Daryl, your host for Fit After 50. So I'm going to do a quick mic level check here. Check, check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we seem to be at some pretty good levels. So yeah, this is the first workout. Well, I've streamed a couple times live just as a test, but this is my first official live stream. Well, no, that's not true, because I did do some live streams from the Grand Canyon. So that was fun. It's another story though. So this is our first live stream. The Fit After 50 workout is kind of designed for those over 50 years old. And we start off really easy. There's basically 4 phases to this workout. This is phase 1. Phase 1 lasts 4 weeks. We're going to be doing full body workouts, which consist of 6 exercises, and we're going to be doing that 3 days a week. And basically we do workouts Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you get a day off in between the workouts, and then you also get 2 days off on the weekend. So I think that's kind of appropriate. The theme for the workout today is choosing the appropriate weight. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but we really need to, when we're working out with weights, we need to choose the appropriate weight. And the whole goal of weight training is really to get stronger, to build muscle. As we get older, we tend to get more body fat and have a lot less lean muscle mass. So it's really important as we age, especially even more than younger folk, that we work out with weights and we try to maintain as much muscle mass as we can. So before we dive too deep in that subject, and I'll kind of talk about it a little bit as we do the workout, but we need to warm up first. We're not going to do a really long warm up. We're not going to do too many exercises. We just want to get the blood flowing a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and start off with just running in place, and we're going to do this for about 45 seconds or so. So let's go ahead and get started. 1, 2, just checking to make sure everything's working. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're not doing any necessarily stretching. Before you stretch, you need to get your body warmed up. If you stretch before you get your body warmed up, that actually can lead to injury. So, maybe once you've done like 10 minutes of some cardio, and then it's a good time to stretch. That's why I think hot yoga has some benefits, because it's kind of warm. Get your body warmed up before you actually do that stretching in the yoga. But we're not doing that today. We're doing some weight workout. We're going to try to get stronger. All right. Probably got about 10 more seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's it. All right, yeah, I'm a little out of breath. What did you think of that music? I'm gonna kind of have that same music going before the start of each workout. And yeah, I really like that YouTube music. It's really some good solid music, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So the next thing we're gonna do is a little bit of working out. We're just basically gonna do some chest openers, which also will work the chest as well as kind of work the back. So make sure you really get into that back as you're doing this. We're going to do this about 30 times. 5, 6, 7, 8. You can kind of cross. 9, 10, 11. You can do these, what did Joel call them? Come at me, yo's. So, Joel, he does the, what is that called? The, oh geez. Better for body, be body. Oh geez, 4. I don't remember. 5. And now 1, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 8, 9, and 30. Okay. Next thing we want to do is kind of open up those shoulders a little bit, get those shoulders stretched out. Let's do 10 backwards, little swimmer exercises, kind of. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now let's go ahead and go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now for my favorite exercise, we're gonna do burpees. Everybody's familiar with burpees, right? Yeah, so if you are burpees, I hate burpees. They're so hard. So for you CrossFitters out there, we're not gonna do burpees today. Maybe in phase 5. We don't have a phase 5 in this workout program. All right, so let's go ahead and do some jumping jacks. So let's do 20 jumping jacks. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right. Okay, so the theme of this workout is really selecting the appropriate weight. So I went ahead and created this nice little workout spreadsheet for you guys. And this spreadsheet is located in the Introduction to Phase 1 workout. If you do want this actually on this video as well, I can certainly do that. But basically for each of the exercises are listed here. For each of the exercises, we're going to be doing 2 sets, and you're going to write down your weight. You could do what you think you're going to do as far as weight goes, and then once you've done it, if you need to go up or down in weight, you could kind of cross it out and put in the appropriate weight, and then try to do the next set with that new weight and see how it works out. But it's really important that as we're doing these workouts that you record your weight for each of the exercises, because we need to get stronger and you need to track your progress. And the only way that you're going to improve when you track your progress is by increasing your weight. Increasing your weight or increasing your reps or maybe slowing down the exercise, you have to do something to tax your body a little bit more. All right. So enough of that for right now. What we're going to do first is we're going to work our chest and we're going to do dumbbell presses. And we're going to do those with, obviously, dumbbells. I'm going to go ahead and move my camera down so you guys can see me. I'm going to be using 35 pounds for this exercise. I believe I recommended that you guys do maybe 20 pounds. It kind of depends on your strength. For the women out there that maybe aren't quite as strong as the guys, you might be going a little bit lower than that. For the guys that have been working out for a while, you probably want to go way higher than 15 and 20 pounds. You might be pushing upwards of 60, 70 pounds or so. But this workout isn't really for you guys. If you can do that much weight, you want to wait for maybe phase 2 or 3 or select some other workout. Body Beast on Beachbody On Demand. That might be your workout. So I'm going to start off with 35 pounds. So we're going to go ahead and do this exercise laying down. And I'm going to get my computer so I can see myself here. All right, that looks good. We're going to have our knees at 45 degrees. You're going to take your weight and you're going to kind of prop it up like that. And that makes it real easy for you to, as you lay down, what you want to do now is kind of curl up the weight, right? And then put your elbows at about 45 degrees, your arms at 45 degrees, and then up, and then back down. Now you don't want to rest your elbow down on the ground, so when you do your downward motion, you don't want to hit the ground. You're basically going up and then down. 2, 3, 4, 1 continuous motion, 5, time under tension, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, that was really good. That felt pretty easy to me, so I could probably go up in weight, and so I might tell myself to go up in weight. I got to be careful though, because I don't want to get out of breath as I'm doing these exercises. So I've got to be careful. For right now, I'm going to keep it at 35, but So what you want to do now is make sure that you understand how that weight felt. Did it feel about right? Do you need to move up in weight? Do you need to move back down in weight? Or is that about right? So go ahead and mark that down. Get up, walk over to your sheet, right? And then write down that weight on what you feel like you're gonna do on the next set. All right, so let's go ahead and start our next set. We're gonna take 30, 45 seconds between sets, basically. All right, same thing. Get on your back, curl that weight up, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, I felt really good. Not out of breath at all. So really what you want to do ideally is be able to do probably between 18 to 20 reps without fail. Pretty much in this first phase, and for sure in this first couple of weeks. I don't want you to really go to failure, but eventually, maybe in the third week or maybe during phase 2, for sure I'm going to want you to go to failure because you need to have that failure in order for the lactic acid in your muscles to build up, where you feel that burn, and that's what you want to feel. You really want to feel that with every exercise. All right, but not quite yet. Okay, so our next exercise is the squat, and this is a really tough exercise for me. I've got a neurological condition which affected primarily my legs. So I've got a little bit of nerve damage in my legs, so my legs are weaker than the rest of my body. And legs are really one of your largest muscle groups in your entire body, so your legs should actually be the strongest. But I think for a lot of people, legs aren't really as strong as they should be, because people tend not to work out their legs and work out other body parts. So I'm going to go ahead and move these 35 pounds out of the way because I'm not going to use them anymore. All right, so we're going to do squats. If you remember from our introduction to phase 1, when I did squats, there were 2 variations of squats that I did. I did regular squats and then I did sumo squats. Just for kind of shits and giggles, I'm going to do the regular squats during the first set of exercises, the first basically set. For the second set, I'm going to do the sumo squat so you can see the difference, just in case you haven't watched that intro. But for my squats, I'm just going to do 20 pounds. I'm not going to use a lot of weight. So I get my dumbbells here. And basically what you're going to want to do is swing the weights up to your shoulders, to your collarbone area. And you want to create a really nice platform for those weights to rest on. So you can kind of see it here and see it here. Okay. Now, as we're going down, we want to keep our back as straight as we can. Your glutes will kind of go backwards just a little bit, but you want to keep your back as straight as possible. And you want to get down to, be able to have your knees about, you can't really see it. I got to move the camera down. You don't want to have your legs probably quite parallel because that's going down quite a bit, especially for us older folks, but go down as far as comfortable for you. If you do find you have some knee pain, if you do have some lower back pain, you can kind of limit that range of motion, or you can move to the sumo squats. All right, so get that position and 15 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Oh man, I'll tell you, that is one tough exercise. So I'm gonna put these weights away. I'm gonna move to 30 pounds on the sumo squats. Oh wow. So what I want you to think about as you're doing this exercise, you really want to use the back of your legs and your glutes in this exercise, right? So as you're going down, you want to feel that muscle tension. You want to feel that muscle activation in those glutes and in those hamstrings. Get back in a really good position. Try to keep that back straight. And then as you move up slowly, feel those glutes activating as you're making that move. Really important. All right. So for this next one, I'm going to do, like I said, the sumo squats. I'm going to go ahead and use 35 pounds. A lot of times you can kind of double your weight on the sumos. So on the sumo, it's a little bit different. We basically create that platform like this. And from this position, you're just basically going to go, you can do two things. You can have your feet a little wider apart than shoulder width. And then you can also have your feet a little more flared out. And then you go straight down, 1, and there you go, 2. So you can see it from this angle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, that felt really good. Oh man, that's tough. All right. Yeah, those squats are really, they work those leg muscles so good. Such a great exercise. But you really got to be careful with the weight. A lot of young people get injured lower back, especially sometimes knees, especially for the older people, because they can do so much weight with those big glute and leg muscles, but their lower back can't take it. So you got to be really careful with that exercise. So the sumo is a really good variation. All right, our third exercise is for the back, not for the lower back, more for the upper back. This is called the unilateral row. So you only need one weight for this exercise. I'm going to be using 25 pounds. I'm going to put the weight in front of me. And I think the camera's set up. I gotta probably move the camera a little bit like this. I think that'll work. All right. I'm gonna get some water. What do you think? Come on, everybody, if you haven't already, go ahead and grab some water. Oh, the theme. The theme of our exercises was determining the proper weight. And in this last exercise, determining the exercise is right for you. So was that squat just a little bit too much for your lower back, a little too much for your knees? You felt like you really couldn't go down as far as you'd like to, right? Then transition to the sumo squat instead. And then for that sumo squat, once again, if you felt it a little bit in your lower back, you felt it a little bit in your knees, limit the range of motion. So don't go down quite as far. Also think about the weights. You don't want to do too much weight where you're feeling it in your lower back. So if you do start feeling it, even though if you think you can do a lot more weight, your lower back can't take it, right? So you really want to do them slower, or you want to do more reps as opposed to more weight. So you can do three things. You can change the weight, you can change the reps, or you can change kind of the way you do the exercise, how slow and quickly you do it, okay? All right, so once again, write down that weight, what you think it's right on your sheet, because we're gonna be using that the next workout on Wednesday as well as the next week. All right, so we're doing the unilateral row. So we're going to start with our right hand side. We're going to get your left knee, you're going to bend it a little bit, like so. You're going to take your left hand, you're going to put it on your arm, kind of on your upper thigh there. You're going to take the weight, you're going to put it in your right hand, and you're basically going to pull up. Okay, think of it almost like a bow and arrow. Okay, you want to keep your elbow close to your body as you're pulling, right? And that's what you want to feel, okay? And you're feeling it in your biceps, but you really want to feel it in your lats and your upper back, right? All of this stuff is where you want to feel that exercise, okay? All right, same position. And we're going to do 15 reps. Your right leg should be relatively straight, your left leg bent. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, that felt really good. So that was 25 pounds. Felt just about right for me. Not too much out of breath. Those squats, those things, I'm feeling out of breath from the squats. My goodness gracious. I got a little sweat going. Oh boy, okay. Let me get a little more water between that set. Whew. All right, now we're going to do left hand. So you're going to take your right leg, you're going to bend at the knee a little bit. Your left leg should be relatively straight. Take your right hand, put it on the right knee, and 1, 2, 3. Show you the different angle of this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, that was really good. So typically between those two sets, basically doing the right arm and the left arm, you really don't need that much of a break between those exercises because you're working the right arm, the right back side of the back, the left arm, the left side of the back. But we're going to take a little break between these two sets. All right, we got one more set of that exercise, and then we're pretty much done. We're pretty much done with the large muscle groups. All right, here we go. Once again, left leg bent, left arm on left leg, right arm relatively straight. Pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Ooh, that's good. Feel it in a little bit in the biceps. You know, it's just one of those things where you're just gonna feel a little bit in the biceps. So whenever you're doing a back exercise, a lot of times you're gonna feel it in the biceps. That's, you know, when the weightlifters, when they talk about doing biceps and back, or back and bis, bi and back, that's what they're talking about. And we'll get that soon. We're gonna move into that in phase 2. All right, so once again, left arm, bend the right leg, put the right arm on the right leg, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Woo. Yeah, so then even though this is just phase one, I'm still feeling it. I'm still definitely feeling these exercises. And next week when we increase the weight, we're really gonna feel it. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the smaller muscle groups. So on our larger muscle groups, you know, of the chest, of the back, and of the legs, called compound muscles. So when you work those muscles, you're actually working more than just the chest, more than just the back. In the smaller muscle groups, we're gonna isolate those particular muscles, all right? So the first thing that we're gonna do is the shoulders. We're gonna use a lot less weight than you probably think you would use on this exercise. So I'm actually gonna get 10 pounds. So this one is called the V-raise. No, it's not called the V-raise. This one is called the Y-raise. Sorry about that, brain fart. So the Y-raise, you probably know about the front raise, which is right in front of you. You might know about the lateral raise, which is off to the side. The V-raise kind of goes, the Y-raise kind of goes right in between them, right? So it goes right in between the lateral and the front. All right, so we're gonna do 10 reps of this exercise. A couple important things, right? I don't want you to swing your body as you're doing this exercise. I don't want you to use centrifugal motion to try to move the weight, right? We want only your muscles, we want only your shoulders moving this weight, all right? We're gonna be doing 15 reps. And here we go. 1, 2, now don't go up too high. I don't want to see them way up here. 3, I want them right here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Yeah, so this is one exercise, although I do feel it. I do feel those squats for sure, but this is one exercise that I will feel right away, even with smaller weights. So I will feel that lactic acid in the shoulders starting to build up, a little bit of that burning. Basically just because it's working, you're really isolating that muscle, and that muscle is not a huge muscle, right? So you're gonna feel it. I'm gonna take just a little bit of water break here. All right, so let's go ahead and do 15 more reps. And palms are parallel to each other. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh man. So yeah, I felt it in the first one, but that second exercise, that second set, man, I felt those shoulders really burning. Okay, so we're going to move now to biceps. And once again, you're going to be using a weight probably a little bit less than what you think you would normally use if you've done this before. So I'm going to actually use 12-pound dumbbells for this exercise. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get some water here real quick between these. So So once again, for those shoulders, how did they feel? I mean, even though I felt some lactic acid, some burning in those shoulders, I know I could have done 18 and 20. So that was a good weight for me. I'd have no problem doing 20 of those, maybe even more. But how did that weight feel? Once again, you're really going to want to write down that weight, making sure that you know how much weight that was. So on Wednesday, we can start off with that weight without you having to experiment too much, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our curls. All right, so for this exercise, pretty much same thing as with the Y raises. I don't want to see any sort of centrifugal force with your body, kind of getting that weight up there. I don't want to see, so no body motion, no centrifugal force. I also don't want to see these elbows moving. Right? So you want to keep your elbow really tied up against your body when you're doing this exercise. And I don't want to see the elbow moving forward at all, right? The range of motion for this exercise, you're going to go down all the way to the bottom, you're going to go up, and you're going to stop. Whenever you feel that elbow starting to move, you're going to stop right there, because this doesn't do anything for you other than giving you a break, right? So stop right there, okay? All right, so we're going to do 15 reps of this exercise. I'm going to go ahead and move the camera down just a hair. All right. 12 pounds that I'm using. Go ahead and use probably anywhere between 6 to maybe 15 pounds. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Ooh, right at the end there. I felt it. Whew. Usually I feel it more in the right arm than the left arm, but I really felt that in the left arm. Whew. All right. Yeah, so I'm looking at kind of like whenever I do my live stream, it actually shows up like 5 or 10 second delay, and I'm looking at myself on camera. That's pretty good. Yeah, that was really good. I did a good job on that one. So let's see how I do on the next one. All right, I got myself some water. Let's go ahead and knock 15 more of these out. And this time you see my left arm instead of my right arm. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm feeling it. 7. Oh no. 8, 9. Oh, it's 10. My elbow is starting to move. 11, 12. Shoot. 13, 14, and 15. Oh man. Yeah, so whenever I start to get a little bit fatigued, that's when that elbow starts moving. So you really got to keep it tight in there without moving it. And I guarantee it, I felt so much lactic acid building up in there. Felt so much burning. Whew. All right. Okay, guys and gals, we've got one more exercise to go, and this one's going to work our shoulders. And this one is called the skull crusher. And yeah, so it's interesting for me, is I actually can do more weight with my triceps than I can my biceps. So you usually think about your biceps probably being stronger, but really your triceps are actually they're a bigger muscle, and actually a little bit stronger. So yeah, I think if you're proportioned correctly, you should actually be able to do more weight on tricep exercises than bicep exercises. All right, so I'm going to be using 15 pounds for my skull crushers. Probably use anywhere, I think, between probably 8 pounds and 15 pounds or so. If you're a little bit weaker, not quite as strong, maybe use a little bit less. Kind of play it by ear. Let me move the camera down so you can see me. All right, so in this exercise, same thing on your back, 45 degrees on your knees. You're going to take the weight, move it up the same way, onto its sides. You're going to lay down. Going to curl that weight up, get the weight above your head. This time you're going to keep your palms facing towards one another, and then you're going to take the weight and put the weight on either side of your skull, like so, and then back up again, and that's 1 rep. Make sure that you really keep your elbows close together, right? I don't want to see the elbows flaring out like that. You want to really work the back of the arms, so you want to keep those elbows close together. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Yeah, so how did that feel to you? Did you feel the back of the arms as you're doing that exercise? If you didn't, really focus a little bit more on the back of the arms. So pretty much for all of these exercises, you can really just focus as you're doing the exercise, really focus on that muscle group. And that will give you just a little bit more work on that particular muscle, okay? All right, we're gonna go ahead and knock 15 more repetitions out of this exercise. I think we got enough break there. Curl that weight up above your head. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, I'm feeling it. 13, 14, and 15. Yeah, oh, I felt that right at the end there. That was really good. So pretty much for all of my small muscle groups, so my shoulders, my biceps, and my triceps, pretty much at the end of each of those reps, I was feeling a little bit of burning in the muscles, which is, that's really our goal. No pain, no gain, right? For my larger muscle groups, yeah, I didn't really feel that. I felt tired on the legs, but my legs are a little bit weaker than the rest of my muscles. So yeah, so that kind of says I'm probably on about the right weight in my smaller muscle groups. But for my larger muscle groups, other than my legs and my squats, I probably need to go up in weight just a little bit. So all right, guys, so that's the end of our first workout. I don't think we had anybody join us for the live stream, but that's okay. So I hope people will watch this as they get the opportunity to on demand. And I'm going to be trying to market this as much as possible. Try to get as many people to join us during this first phase as possible, because a lot of times in this first phase, really you can kind of join in at any point. Probably the second phase and third phases, it's a little harder just to jump into those because the workouts get progressively more difficult. But certainly anywhere during the first phase, somebody could jump in and kind of join us in the workouts. And so, yeah, if you happen to see this workout, if you like it, if you think one of your friends might enjoy it as well, go ahead and share it with them and let them know about the workouts. I'd really appreciate it. If you give me any sort of thumbs up, any sort of subscribes, any of those kinds of things, I'd greatly appreciate it. So anyway, losing my voice a little bit. So anyway, my name is Daryl, and I was your host for Fit. So this is Daryl, and I was your host for Fit After 50. And I really hope you enjoyed the workout, and I hope to see you again in the next workout very soon. All right, talk to you later.